Welcome to Keto Beyond the Couch, episode 250.
I'm Rachel.
And I'm Joe.
And we are two crazy ketos.
And if you're new to our channel, welcome.
Yes, welcome. If you're new here, please say hi down below.
Now, here on Two Crazy Ketos, we do different things like recipe videos and we do product reviews. We talk about various keto topics, and every Monday we go live on Keto Beyond the Couch because life exists beyond the couch.
You can find us in different social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
And we have a website, which is twocrazyketos.com, and that's where you're going to find all of our different recipes. And now we do upload at least 5 new videos every single week, so make sure you subscribe to our channel.
And don't forget to hit the little bell icon, and that way every single time it's the day after Christmas, you'll be alerted to it. Look at my rad new Thor jacket that my mama bought me for Christmas. Let us know in the comments what's something cool that you got for Christmas. It reminds me of like when you got back to school, right? When I was in elementary school, 3rd grade in particular, I can remember writing an essay of like, what'd you do on your Christmas vacation and what was a cool present that you got for Christmas. And I'm like totally digging my Thor jacket. Do you know why I like Thor?
Why?
Because there's more than one. Thor, there's so many Thors, and I like the thought of I can be the best Thor I can be.
Yeah.
Right? I can be a superhero in my own story. My Thor does not look like all the other Thors. If you've seen the Thor movies, I like how they kind of live that out, right? You get all of these little Thors. I'm my own Thor.
Your own Thor.
I don't have to worry about before because I'm going to be Thor.
Nice.
I love it. Super nerdy.
You're a dork.
I know. You married me.
Welcome to Keto Beyond the Couch. If you are new here, Keto Beyond the Couch is our chance each week to celebrate subscribers. Our channel is all about community. We love to work on and build community. We believe that you can't do life without community, and you certainly can't do keto without community.
No way.
So usually Monday, we go live at 10 a.m., and we highlight success stories from the past week. We ask you all the time, please share your story. It's super important to share your story. And they answer questions and comments that came off of our different social media aspects. If you are new here, please do us a favor, take a quick second, head down below and hit the subscribe button. It really does help build the channel, and surprisingly, 70% of the people who watch our videos are not subscribed. It's free.
Don't be that person.
It's free. Plus, when we get to 100,000 subscribers, we're going to give away a ticket for a Two Crazy Ketos cruise. So
hello.
I'm hoping that it happens between now and November because we're going to have another 2KK cruise in November. Otherwise, we're going to have to wait till the one that would happen in 2025.
Yeah, I don't want to wait that long. And I will say that we won't be giving away the cruise to the 100,000th subscriber. So if you're like, I'm going to hold off on giving I'm not going to hit that subscribe button until, this is like one of those slot machines in the casino. No. Like, I want to wait until like I pull that handle and I'm the winner. No, that's not how we gonna do it. So you can go ahead and subscribe today and be in the drawing.
And we're gonna run that giveaway a little bit different than most of our other giveaways. Of course. So we got a lot of comments from this last week. I'm gonna try to get through them as quick as possible because we have to do a podcast.
Yes. Not have to. Get to.
We get to do a podcast afterwards. We're super excited for this podcast for some upcoming things that I'm super excited about for Two Crazy Ketos.
Me too.
And then also just to let everybody know, next Monday, New Year's Day, we will go back to doing Keto Beyond the Couch.
We will be
on
here
Monday. So we can
Monday.
Kick off the new year with Two Crazy Ketos live.
Let's do it together.
That's right.
That's my. Let's not even put one foot in the new year alone.
Real quick.
Yes.
Let's talk about what we ate yesterday.
All the things.
It was a very unique.
It was.
Christmas. It was amazing. Rachel really wanted to take the pressure off of her mom because we were having everything in her mom's house, and her mom's got a small kitchen and likes to make sure everybody has what they want. And then she ends up spending like 2 weeks cleaning her house afterwards.
Right.
And
all
we
of
didn't
the
do
dishes
that.
and pots and pans.
That's why we switched to paper plates a few years ago. But now it's like, okay, can we take away the cooking too?
Right.
So what we did was Rachel went out and she made like the most amazing like platters of meat and cheeses and olives and vegetables and salads.
It was nice.
It was beyond just a charcuterie.
Right. It was like your Rodizio grill. It was a Texas de Brazil.
I think there was more things on this one than there is a Texas de Brazil.
What I liked about it is that everything was like separated. You know, sometimes, you know, like when you put everything together, like I'm deciding what your salad's going to look like. But I like the fact that everybody could kind of pick out the things that was important to them. And then Joe made the most amazing turkey in the sous vide, which I think we're doing from now on.
I think I'm only ever going to sous vide a turkey.
It was freaking amazing.
I like smoking a turkey too. I mean, my old favorite way was deep frying, but we don't deep fry because you got to use peanut oil.
The kids were like, what happened?
I cooked it for, excuse me.
God bless you.
24 hours because I was worried that I wanted to make sure it was done because it still was slightly frozen. Not really frozen, but slightly frozen. So 24 hours. After about 15 hours, I checked the temperature and I'm like, oh, it's at temperature.
Merry Christmas.
So I dropped the sous vide down to 140 and just let it keep going.
Didn't dry it out.
It was not mushy. It was the most delicious turkey. I did it at 160 degrees. So when we served it, because about an hour before we went over there, I jumped the temperature back up to 160. It was perfect. It was juicy. It never dried out. And then what I did was I lowered the humidity to about 50% right before I went to bed. Just because, you know, in the oven, the water from the humidity will start to build up in the bottom and I didn't want it to overflow. So I just dropped the humidity. But then what I did was, because I carved it here, so we did no dishes at her mom's house.
No dishes.
And I took all the skin off and I threw it in the air fryer as a Christmas present to Rachel.
That was my first Christmas present, y'all, was crispy skin.
Right. But it was...
It was crazy good.
When I went to carve it, I grabbed the legs, pulled them off. Like, no knife required.
Crazy. And then you smoke pork belly.
And then we did pork belly and...
Smoke it like a brisket.
I did pork belly and I did pork belly burnt ends.
That was delicious.
Which everything was amazing. Then I came home and no regrets. I ate one of those... I don't even know what kind.
Keto.
The clean keto cakes. It was like this big in this wonderful plastic serving thing. No regrets. I ate the entire thing.
I know, and you were enjoying every mouthful.
It was moist and it was delicious.
But I was so full I couldn't even partake. It was so good.
Really good. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. So if you're new here, by the way we do this is we're going to go through all of our comments from this last week. And then we'll address the chat like the last 10 or 15 minutes. So if you have a question, hold off till then. Or you can use the super chat function, which is the $ that's in the chat window. That will highlight our screen. It also benefits the channel, which we greatly appreciate because this is our full-time job.
It is.
We're going to start off with our Keto College Adjunct Professor of the Week. This was from Donna.
Oh, Donna.
And Donna put this up, and she said, through this journey, you will have more non-scale victories faster than what the scale says.
Amen.
Do not get discouraged. Your body is healing first, and then the LBS, the pounds, start going away. Do not quit. This way of eating works. It says, even if you can't physically see the results in front of you, every single effort is changing your body from the inside. Never get discouraged.
You know why I can never get discouraged? Because Donna posts things like this every single day so faithfully in the Mighty Networks. I can be guaranteed, Donna, I love you so much and I appreciate your intentionality of cheering people on. I can never remember a day that I have not woken up and Donna has not posted something in Mighty Networks to cheer us all on. So like, thank you, Donna, for being a light to me and so many others. And if you're like, man, I need motivation. I need inspiration every single day. First thing to get me started and keep me on track. I encourage you to join Mighty Networks. If for no other reason, don't worry about me and Joe. Who cares about us?
Right.
Get in community so that you can read what Donna is sharing and so many others in the keto family that help to inspire on a daily basis, faithfully.
Okay, and we're going to move into our subscriber of the weeks. First one is from Stacy.
Hey, Stacy.
Stacy said, non-scale victory. The last time I wore a short dress, I was 17. Now at almost 70, I think I look pretty dang good in my Christmas dress.
Heck yes.
Never too old to get healthy. Healthy blessings to all this holiday season.
I love that. At any age, like whether you consider yourself like, hey, I'm still a young whippersnapper, or you consider yourself middle age, or you're like, man, I'm older, I'm retirement age. It doesn't mean that it is too late for us. It is not too late. This is the right time, right? This 0 o'clock, this is the absolute right time to get on track and to pursue health. And I love the smile on her face knowing that she looks good.
Next one we have is from Lori.
Lori
said, I was looking for a pic in a Facebook album, and these pics took my breath away. I was so excited to get my first bike. However, I could not even make it around the block. The helmet didn't even fit correctly. Fast forward to today, I became a triathlete.
Wow.
At 47 years old, and while I don't weigh myself anymore, I'm down over 150 pounds. It's never too late to chase your dreams.
Lori, I love you so much. And I will say that there's something that this photo does not capture, and that is the amazing journey that her and her husband have been on in his pursuit to regain back his health. So she has done this in the midst of like stress that I cannot even fathom. The things that she has been able to do, the courage that she has mustered to be a blessing to her husband as he is trying to regain his health, and also be as well as possible so that she can be there for him, has been amazing. Lori, you are such a rock star. I love you so much, and I am so proud of how far you have come.
Let's take a quick fade to black and come back with comments.
What was a Christmas present that you were really excited to open yesterday, that you were surprised by?
Honestly, the best thing was that all my kids were there.
Oh, I love that.
That was honestly the best thing.
I should have led with that and not my Thor jacket, but I was very excited about my Thor jacket. Man, all right, okay.
It was good. Caleb got me 3D printer filament.
Which I thought was really cute.
And then I don't know when I'm going to build them because I have no time right now, but I've got 2 printers to build.
I also thought it was
cute. Mom got
cute
me a printer, you got me a printer to build.
that he got you gloves that have flashlights on the end of the fingers.
Those things are awesome. They're like fingerless gloves, but there's like LED lights right here because I'm always like working outside at night or in my RV or in an area, and I'm like holding a flashlight in my mouth, or I'm wearing a head one. So he got me these ones with flashlights.
I think it reflects a child that knows his father and knows that maybe a normal human person would be like, let's put this to bed and I will get into this project tomorrow morning with the new light of day. And he's like, not my dad. My dad's like, I can't go to bed until this is done. So I'm just going to be up all night squinting at this project. So I thought it was cool that he was like, hey,
when I'm working in my office, I made this for Rachel for Christmas. Yay. I 3D printed this.
My pencil cup,
and
hand painted it.
Hand painted it, but this was a lot of painting.
Ravenclaw.
And again, I don't have the greatest eyesight in the world, and it's not super bright in my area, so I have like a jeweler's glass that I put on with a magnifying glass, and it's got a light shining down. So, but Anthony said those LED gloves, one of the guys at church that runs like the sound booth, he said he wears them because it's dark.
Oh, yeah.
And he can see all the buttons.
Oh, so that makes so much sense.
Yeah. Oh, Carmen got those gloves for her husband.
How cool.
So real quick, because again, we have a lot of comments, but Andy wants to know what I got you.
Underwear. Which was weird because he was so excited about it.
That probably would be the last thing I would want to get you.
No, actually, what Joe surprised me with, and it took me a minute to figure it out.
I was going to kill her mother. She got the stare of death.
I know.
Like, we reversed her stare.
So, I know, because my mom has the best mom stare. Like, it is super, it will make you pee.
I just gave her a look, and she's like, what? And I finally I'm sorry, Mommy, but I had to say,
stop talking. So what happened was though Joe had made all of this stuff on a 3D printer for me that were themed for Alaska, basically. So it was I have a tissue box that has a polar bear on it. There's a statue that is an orca whale in the middle of like a splashing wave, and there's this a really adorable like polar bear like reaching down, and when you crank this thing, a seal comes up with a fish in its mouth. And it was just so adorable because I had asked Joe, like, please make me a whole crap ton of stuff with your 3D printer because I'm totally amazed at what can be accomplished. And so the only thing that I requested specifically was I need a pencil cup because my pencils are just like everywhere. Like, it's so funny because they're like all, I mean, no kidding. They're just all around me. But I was
And then
like,
I made you a box.
So, and then you made me a box. And so he made me a holder for my Uno cards, which was awesome. So at the end was this box that it said, it had a combination lock on it that was supposed to be 15 days past our...
3 months and 15 days.
3 months and 15 days past our anniversary was the combination number. So I knew that it was August 30th. So 830. And once I moved it in, I opened it up and it was the itinerary to an Alaskan cruise. And so I was like, okay, I know we've told everybody we're going on the low carb cruise to Alaska. I'm so excited. And then I realized it wasn't for 2025. It was for 2024 because we're going to be going on an Alaskan cruise in 2024.
Well, I bought it for her on last year's low carb cruise before they announced low carb cruise 2025.
Right. So you had no idea.
And I had gotten it like dirt cheap.
So we did it. And then I realized I'm going to be in Alaska for my birthday. And then Joe drops a secondary bomb on me that Miriam and Chris are going also. And that I get to spend my birthday with Miriam on her birthday. And then it was just like, yeah. Then I couldn't even talk after that. And it was like, so then I have to message Miriam and be like, dude, we're going to Alaska, yo. They don't even know what's coming because it's me, you, birthday cruise together. So I'm super, super excited about it.
Let's move into the comment. And I did not tell you.
I know.
First time in 17
There's no
years.
way that he can keep a secret. So that was a miracle. And then Miriam texted me back and was like, I also kept this secret. Apparently she has as much trouble as you do keeping a secret. I love it.
First comment is from Lynn.
Hey, Lynn.
Said, I had to give a person my driver's license yesterday. She looked at it and then looked at me and finally said, this doesn't look like you. I told her I lost over 100 pounds. It was a good conversation.
That is one of my favorite things to hear as a feedback. So, Lynn, thank you so much for sharing that. And I challenge everybody. We don't need to see like your address or extension of your information, but let's share those things. If you have a before and after driver's license photograph that you would like to share, go ahead and share it in the Facebook family group on Facebook or in Mighty Networks because it is a stitch. I mean, it is true. If you have lost weight, it's not just weight. It's not just weight in our face. It is an entire countenance. It's inflammation. In my previous driver's license photo, it wasn't just a matter of you can see that I've lost weight from before and after, but my rosacea was so full-blown and inflamed in my previous driver's license photo, and then
you almost didn't get on a plane.
I don't.
TSA wasn't letting her on
because I look so different. So it's amazing because it's not just about the weight, the skin, and like how my hair looked, and everything is completely different. So like, Lynn, what a victory! That is so awesome.
Next one we have is from Tina.
Hey, Tina. I have not done PSMF. I have done actual fasts in the past and they have helped. I do like the PSMF bread and being able to have a sandwich is nice, but I can't afford egg white protein powder regularly. I make chaffles or cloud bread for sandwiches using the whole eggs like our trusted gurus have approved, Barry, Westman, Burger, Stauffer's. That's so cute. Can you imagine we were in that lineup in this post? That being said, I agree that PSMF is a good tool, especially for someone who's morbidly obese. By the way, I'm going carnivore in January for
awesome.
World Carnivore Month. How cool, Tina. I love that.
Yeah, and that's what we said. I'm not against PSMF. And
not at all.
It needs to be done the correct way, and I think you should. If you're going to do PSMF the correct way, you should have a coach for it. And
I agree.
It's got to be done a certain way because you can easily go overboard and really screw some things up.
I don't even think I should perm my own hair. That's my stance.
Yeah.
If there's something that is going to like possibly alter me, I probably need to bring a coach in. I need to bring in a professional that like knows what the heck they're talking about and also is not like can see it through the lens of truth and not my expectations. How many times have you brought in a picture of a celebrity to get your hair cut and you're like, I want to look like this? I used to always bring in Meg Ryan. I would like to look like this Meg Ryan picture.
It's not gonna happen.
And it's like, dude, I love you, Rachel, but like this hair is not going to look right on you. So I like having a coach.
One thing, by the way, you can make the egg white bread without protein powder. You just need a lot of egg whites.
A heck ton of them.
Next one's from Mel.
Hey, Mel.
Said sous vide overcooking more than a couple hours or so. The chicken and turkey comes out mushy, really strange mouthfeel.
Oh.
I have never experienced that with all of the sous vide cooking I'm done. You've got to make sure you're cooking it at the right temperature. Okay, so again, you want to set it for with whatever the final temperature should be. The biggest problem is that most people overcook their chicken and their turkey. They go to like 170 or 180 degrees, and it doesn't need to be cooked to that temperature. You're fine at like 155 or 160 degrees. And I can tell you, we cooked that thing for 24 hours.
We cooked the fool out of it.
It was done at like 7 o'clock the night before. But it was like, I'm not going to take it out now. I'm just going to lower the temperature a little bit and let it keep going and keep warm.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it was really the best turkey I've ever had.
I think this
by the way, I injected it with butter.
Ooh, yeah.
It was a combination of butter, chicken bone broth, and garlic. Oh, and Redmond organic seasoned salt.
Can I just make a suggestion right here? The sous videing really took the stress out of the day. If there's like stress for cooking, but I'm just saying it was just done. Instead of you like giving yourself diarrhea on Christmas morning, being like, will this be done by the time the family's ready to eat? Like that matter was already discussed. While you're looking back, and for everybody it's going to be a little bit different, right? But like you're looking back on yesterday, or you're looking back on Christmas Eve, if Christmas Eve is your thing, or you're looking back on the holiday season as a whole and you're like, you know what would have made this year better? This. Write it down on a piece of paper now what you think would help and pack it along with all of the Christmas lights and the bulbs and like everything that you're going to be unpacking and putting up for Christmas next year so that you remember it, because no matter what the protein source is next year, I think that sous vide is going to be a part of the plan.
You know what a good way to do that is? Take your phone planner and put it in the calendar for next year for 2 days before you're going to cook.
Somebody's packing. If you're packing your Christmas shirts and everything, and then you unpack it and you open it up and be like, note to Rachel.
It's in your phone.
Do this.
So, yeah. Yeah, and then I smoked the pork belly. And somebody, I was getting up at 5 a.m. and so when the alarm went off, I jumped up to put the pork belly in the smoker. But somebody set an alarm for 3 a.m.
3 a.m.
And so, yeah, but even
got up
that,
at 3 a.m.
I
yesterday.
didn't overcook it. Next one is from Shelly.
Hey, Shelly, what a great video. Happy birthday to both of you. Fun way to celebrate you both. Cruises are so much fun, and no two are identical. So much variety. Thank you for the restaurant reviews. I'm drooling. I completely laughed out loud when you were talking about the staff trying to place a napkin in Joe's lap, like they were going for his zipper. So funny. I'm not used to fancy type sit-down dinners like that either. I think that's the treat.
That was a treat.
Do something different.
Next one's from Beatrice.
Hey, Beatrice.
Said, Joe and Rachel, I know what you're talking about because I weigh myself every single day as soon as I wake up. I'm a prisoner of that scale. I'm 69 years old. I still worry about gaining weight. I give myself a 5-pound allowance, and that helps. That does help. I love keto because it's the first diet plan that's helped me, and I do keto for health reasons. I'm borderline diabetic, and I never want to be on medications. You two are awesome human beings. Thank you for your videos. Blessings to both of you and your family.
Thank you, Beatrice, for sharing this. And this needs to preach to somebody. If you are under the age of 69 and you find yourself, like me, completely obsessed with the scale in the past, and you're thinking, I'll get a handle on this later. Right now, it seems at this age that I'm at, reasonable for me to be completely obsessed and let that thing rule my life, and it'll get better when I'm older. I want you to see that she is 69 years old and she's sharing with you that's not going to organically go away. It's going to still be there. unless we deal with it. So I'm not speaking to everybody. Some people are like, hey, I use this, and like I'm not connected to it. I know that there's a lot of people that's here for keto. It's not, and that they're not here for weight loss at all. Weight loss is not even a concern. But for some people like me, the scale really is a sore spot. Don't push pause on like dealing with that. You may want to deal with it not right now at this age.
Next one is from Sharon.
Hey Sharon, are you guys really hungry for all that food, or does it all just look so good you want to try it? Thanks for all your info.
I think for the most part, like, listen, we've gotten to the point, like, we don't eat if we're not hungry. If we, like, when we went on the cruise, we were hungry. I mean, we were out all the time. We wanted to eat more because we're like, oh,
energy expenditure.
I want sushi. Oh, I want to go try this, but we're just like, yeah, I'm done. I'm full. I can't eat.
I think what's happening now, as like we go, for me going into year 6 of keto, and for you going into year 7 of keto, is I find that my palate is a little bit bougie, and what I used to settle for, I don't settle for. So like I really enjoy, like even yesterday, I mean there's all kinds of cheeses, and I was one of those people that didn't differentiate between like a slice of Velveeta and like, you know, something that you would see in like the Whole Foods cheese section. But now I'm like, I don't need to eat every single thing. I just know what I like, and then I'm gonna just have another bite of that.
Right.
And if it means that I could buy one $5 bite of cheese or a block of cheese for $5, I feel like I would rather just have exactly what I like.
Here's the thing. We get a lot of emails from people and saying that, like, I can't eat as much as you eat. Like, you looks like you're just gorging. Honestly, when you look at our plates, like, even when we went on a cruise, people are like, oh, you ate way too much food. We're not eating. What the bigger problem is that most people undereat. It's not that we're overeating, it's that most people are undereating. So she weighs 128 pounds.
Well, so far as we know,
but you're not getting bigger.
I couldn't tell you now.
You're still in the same size.
Praise God.
Right? So, but even at 128 pounds, she's eating well over 2,000 calories a day, and she's not doing 3 hours a day of exercise. It's that most people have been convinced that like a proper breakfast is 2 eggs and a slice of bacon. So if they say the standard American diet should be roughly 2,000 calories, that's why all the food labor is based on a 2,000 calorie a day diet, right? How does eating 2 eggs and 2 slices of bacon equate to 2,000 calories for the day when you're only talking about a 300 calorie breakfast? Like, something doesn't make sense.
Right.
And I think the problem is people look at what we eat and go, oh, you overeat. And I'm like, no, more than likely it's that you're undereating, especially when you're getting rid of the bread and stuff. Like, go to McDonald's, look at the nutrition menu on how many calories are in a Big Mac. Take out the bread and you just took out like 60% or more of the calories. So when you're eliminating the carbohydrates and the starches, you're eliminating a lot of calories. So now when you get into just the meat, it's especially if you get into things like chicken and stuff, you're not eating nearly as much as you think you are. So I think that's the bigger thing, is that people think that we're overeating because they're basing it on what they've been told.
And that's easy to be, you know, it's hard to begin a conversation of like, am I maybe doing it wrong?
Right.
It's easier to just say
I was there.
Well, it's easier to just say that like, it looks like they're doing it wrong because what they're doing looks not normal to me, instead of thinking like, am I maybe doing something like that I could change? I can remember, I can't even tell you how many prayers I have prayed to change this man and be like, this is where Joe needs to improve, Lord.
Right.
And when I started to think, maybe I should stop praying for Joe to change, and I'd be like, is there some room for improvement on here? Maybe I'm not getting it.
Right.
It changed the dynamic of our marriage, really,
right.
when I stopped praying for him to change and started praying for maybe my mindset to change a little bit.
I mean, it's even the other day, I was hungry at night, and so I cooked 6 eggs. And most people would say, 6 eggs? That's so much food. That's 400 calories. If you look at breakfast, like 2 eggs, 2 slices of bacon, and 2 slices of toast, the toast is more calories than the eggs.
Right.
So, Next one is from Jan.
Hey Jan, I was a slave to the scale for decades. Now I'm on carnivore and I do still occasionally weigh. AD, no, I don't like it when my weight is up and I can still have fear and dread slide in. I was not heavy, but heavier than you are, and I have yet to lose weight in the year. Plus, I've eaten carnivore. I made the logical choice to choose health over being considered skinny. Woo, praise God. I feel for you and pray for your success in trusting and letting it go.
It took us 6 years to get there. So congratulations.
Yeah, well, and I love what Jan said right there, because there is a thing that kind of goes in connection when you're like, but I went carnivore. Like when anything that you're doing, but I restricted myself further and I don't understand why it's not showing up on the scale. Like when you start to think to yourself, but I gave up more and I haven't seen more progress yet. Like that's a math equation that really breaks our brain when we feel like this should add up. Right. To more scale victory because I've gone harder and this is the frustration.
Let's take a quick fade to black and come back with the rest of the comments.
Joe, it is supposed to be in the 40s later this week.
I'm supposed to take somebody diving.
I know. You're going to need to get your
I'm glad I got
thick.
a new dive coat.
Yeah.
I lost my dive coat on Thanksgiving. I left my dive coat on the boat.
Somebody
and
helped
it
themselves
had
to
my
it.
name in it, and somebody still took it.
Can you imagine there's another Joe out there?
John said, dude, if I were too crazy ketos, I'd laugh at anyone who said we're overeating. Look at Rachel. Does that look like someone who overeats?
Aw,
Thank you very much, John.
Thank you, because I actually got an email that was like, you're going straight to hell for your gluttony.
Adam said, love you guys. Thanks for helping me through the holidays.
Aw, Adam, thanks for being here.
Okay, next one is from Lisa.
Hey, Lisa.
Said, I know I'm late to this conversation, but I'm new to the group.
Welcome.
I'm trying to work out my macros, and I'm reading the 1-to-1 PE. I have a goal of 140 pounds. So should I set my protein to 140 grams of 140 grams carbs to 20, fat to 120? This would make my calories at 1,700 calories a day. My lean mass, according to my home scale, is 110 pounds. Should I use that number instead? Does this sound right? I'm coming off of a round of Weight Watchers with about 1,200 calories, then 2 rounds of extended 9 months at each time of PSMF at 800 to 1,000 calories. I rebounded and I gained all 3 times. I am doing basic low carb for about 4 months. I feel better, but I have not seen the scale move. I'm not even counting anything aside from carbs 20 to 30 a day. I know if I want to lose, I will have to tighten it up. I'm just trying to figure out the best strategy to try. Okay, lot to unpack here. Yeah. You might benefit from some coaching, just to put that out there. But here's the thing. You're coming from eating 9 months of 800 to 1,000 calories and 1,200 calories on Weight Watchers. You were seriously under eating for over a year.
Yeah.
It's going to take some time. Your number one job right now is as much, you probably don't want to hear this, but our job is to help you. Your number one job right now is to speed your metabolism back up. That's your number one job. And that is probably going to come at the cost of not losing pounds right away. I'm not saying fat, I'm saying pounds. But there's a couple ways you can go at it. You can go back to 1,200 calories and then eat 1,300 for a week or two and then eat 14 and work your way back up. Or you can do what you're doing right now, which is where I would suggest. Just change your diet. Eliminate the carbohydrates, 20 total carbs, okay? Not net carb nonsense garbage that's been made up by the food industry.
Not Peter
Pan
carbs.
Okay? Total carbs. If you end up at 30 total carbs because maybe you had a keto treat or something, then you're going to lower your fat a little bit, okay? Because that is your energy. But you're going to have to spend probably about 4 or 5 months eating at a substantially higher amount of food than you're used to, because then your body's metabolism will speed up. By eliminating all of the carbohydrates, you probably won't gain a bunch of weight. Because, again, it's the carbohydrates.
Right.
You may not even be able to eat that much. I think 140 grams of protein is good. Now, eventually, you're probably even going to have to increase the fat. If you find that you've got a higher glucose, if you find, 1-to-1 is a great place to start. I would never go lower than 1-to-1. So 1 gram of, if you don't know what 1-to-1 is, for every gram of protein, you're going to eat a gram of fuel. And the fuel is carbohydrates or fat. And since we're not doing carbohydrates, it's mostly fat. But most people settle in at around 2 grams of fat to 1 gram of protein. 140 grams of protein is a great way to start. I would not go lower than 110. Don't go lower than 110. That's a great place. I always say nobody should eat less than 100 grams of protein a day. And I think that is a great place to start, but allow your body to heal. You've got some healing to do first, and there's going to be things happening even if they're not happening on the scale. You're probably going to see your size going down. You're going to get a better mood. You're going to have more energy, but you can't go lower than 1,200 calories. And right now, for a year, your body was eating 1,200 calories. It's in starvation mode still.
Right.
And it's going to take some time to get out of that.
I think sometimes, like, if we had a car that needed repair, are you going to try to just slap some duct tape on it, get like your neighbor that's sort of handy but not really a licensed mechanic to like work on it? Or if it is the vehicle that you need to rely on every single day, are you going to go take it, and whatever is the expense and however long it takes to get it done, are you going to go take it to that person and have it done and do the hard work because you need to rely on it? This body, we have to rely on it. Like sometimes I think that we try to fix things by just slapping some duct tape on it. Like I think that a lot of these like calorie slashing and like quick fixes, because we're just trying to get an immediate result and get it back on the road like the way that it looks like on the outside. But if you've ever spray painted a car instead of taking it to get it actually painted from like a reputable company, you know the difference. Yeah. We need this body to last, and it's going to require us to do the hard work and pay the expense that nobody wants to do, but you need to do because you got to rely on it.
Yeah, and I know that nobody wants to hear, like, you're probably not going to lose weight for 6 months.
Right.
But you got to heal first. And if you go back, if you watch the video of, like, why we started a YouTube channel, and you'll see the pictures of what Rachel looked like, she went from 500 calories a day, 500 to 600 calories a day, to eating keto. She didn't lose any weight for, like, 4 months. But the sizes were going down. And I will never forget, we went to, we were in Hollister.
Yeah, I was going to say it was Old Navy, but it was Hollister.
Go get me this size. And I'm like, you're not that size. And she was like, I've only lost 2 pounds. And so I brought her a smaller size, and she put it on and was still swimming. And she's like, what? She dropped 4 sizes, but only lost 2 pounds. But yeah. That was one of the biggest hindrances for her is because she went from eating 500 calories to 1,500 calories. And that's why she quit the first time. After a month, she was like, I'm not losing weight. But she never looked at, didn't gain weight.
You're not gaining weight.
Right.
And you're losing size.
Right.
So stuff is happening.
Yeah.
And it is.
And I will be honest.
Amazing.
It's a hard thing to grasp when you're overweight and you're obese and you're like, I just need to get this weight off. But it's gonna take some time and some diagnostics.
Yeah.
Okay. Next one is from Tony.
Hey, Tony, I have officially lost 50 pounds since June 25th. Hello. Making the decision to live this lifestyle was the best thing I've ever done for myself. I'm happier, more energetic, have tons of motivation, and my inflammation pain levels have dramatically improved. I will never go back to the standard American diet. I turned 45 on the 27th, and I am making it look and feel amazing. I love that. Thank you, 2KK, for the support and encouragement that I needed when I forget to encourage myself. I am so very grateful. Tony, we're grateful for you, and that is an amazing success. I love that she says, like, I'm making it look good.
I love that. Next one's from Trish.
Hey, Trish.
Said, darling husband and I are spending 2 nights pre-cruise in Florida. We had Walmart delivered to our hotel last night. 12 burgers, sliced cheese, mayo, hard-boiled eggs, coffee, and sugar-free creamer. I'm not ready to give it up yet. You don't need to.
It's okay.
We used the hotel's grill to cook our cheeseburgers last night and ate them yesterday and today, along with some bacon jerky that I packed for the trip. Feeling pretty accomplished.
Wow.
You can travel on keto and not feel deprived.
Thank you.
And probably save money.
Thank you for bringing our attention to something that like I don't even think we've ever thought of before, because you think of like when you're on vacation and maybe if you're like, hey, I'm gonna get like a room service, or I'm gonna have like, I don't want to go out, like maybe you don't even have a car because you flew into some place and you don't have a car to drive around in. Like, how do I get food to me that is like, do I just go off of keto? Leveraging like a DoorDash, an Instacart service of some sort, yeah, they will deliver things from a grocery store to your house. Like, how smart is that? Because I'm only thinking a lot of times in terms of a restaurant delivering to a hotel. But like, yeah, what if you just have not even like, I thought it was like next level to think about using the hotel's barbecue grill. But what if you only have a microwave and that's as far as you go? Like, I'm only willing to use the microwave in my hotel room. Think about things that you could microwave that is so stinking smart to have like groceries delivered and then just microwave them.
Carnivore Willow, thank you very much for the $10 super chat. So the two of you are such an inspiration to everyone, and myself included. P.S. You have another package waiting for you just in time for the World Carnivore Month. Yeah, I need to go up there and grab that.
Check out Carnivore Werewolf. Talk about somebody that can help you think outside the box. He is traveling all the time on the road. How do you make keto work? He's not just making keto work. He's making carnivore work.
In a truck.
I love it.
Next one's from Pam.
Hey, Pam.
I have been dehydrated most of my life since I hate water. Element has been an awesome choice for me. I love all of the chocolate flavors. I love. I don't know what to expect with the increase in water intake. Anyone increase their water intake? What happened? Okay, so number one, you probably have not been dehydrated. Dehydration is not as much about the amount of fluid you take in as it is about your electrolytes. Your body can get fluid from not just water. Like if you drink coffee, you're giving your body fluid.
Right.
It's going to get rid of the garbage, but it's still fluid. It will pull fluid from meat. This whole idea of you have to drink half of your body weight in ounces of water is nonsense. There's no, when you're thirsty, you drink. When you're not thirsty, you don't drink. It's more dehydration and hydration is more about your electrolytes. If you go out and you run around and you sweat, like, I'm a high school football and lacrosse official and kids are sweating, when they have a cramp and they're having dehydration issues, the trainers come over. They do try to give them Gatorade, but a lot of times they just give them a little pack of something because it's electrolytes. That's what gets rid of the cramp. It's not just the water, it's the electrolytes. With that being said, what are you probably going to experience from more water intake? Probably lower sodium levels. You'll probably feel better, lower blood pressure. A great book is The Salt Fix, because see, water chases salt. So if you're consuming a tremendous amount of sodium, your body, and you're not taking in enough fluid, which is one of the reasons I love products like Element, because you're getting the right amount of fluid to the electrolytes. But if you are eating a lot of sodium, like you're supposed to, your body needs sodium, but you're not drinking enough fluids, your body has no way to flush out the excess. So when you drink the appropriate amount of fluids, your body can flush out that, and now you'll feel better. You have less bloating and things like that.
I see Bernice is asking about coaching. You can go to our website, krazyketos.com, and there's actually a little drop-down bar in the upper right-hand corner, and where you can schedule a coaching call with us if you're interested.
Next one, sorry.
Welcome,
their name is written in Japanese.
I love that.
Said, I'm just doing keto for a week, and I notice my ketone levels are highest in the morning and dropping little by little during the day, even with no meals or something between that could affect it. Anyone else like me? I'm measuring breath acetone. It's actually normal. Your ketone levels will change throughout the day. If you're not eating at all, they will go up, but sometimes throughout the day, your body is going to need to have some type of energy. And so, especially like if you do a run or if you get stressed, so what ends up happening is your body will like create glucose from protein and from muscles, which will ultimately lower your ketones. But you're measuring breath acetone. So if you're not eating any fat, your body isn't going to have as much to use. Yes, it's got to use your body, but it's completely normal. Listen, don't chase ketone levels. We say this all the time. If you do the right thing, your ketone levels don't really matter unless you're trying to have super, super high ketones for therapeutic brain reasons.
Yeah.
But if you're just trying to lose weight, you don't need high ketones. High ketones does not equate to more weight loss.
Sorry, you just bursted a bubble out there.
I know, but next one's from Stacy.
Hey Stacy, I essentially stopped doing keto a couple weeks ago because I wasn't losing weight and I wanted to regroup and figure out what I needed to do to get some weight off. I've been having lovely headaches. My eyeball is sore and eyes have been itchy and water in my skin is itchy in places. Overall, I just feel physically blah. Wondering if this is directly related to the increase in processed food that I've been consuming. Does this sound familiar to anyone? Honestly, I'm just trying to get through December. This isn't a great month and my heart goes out to others who are having a tough time right now. First of all, before you kind of speak on this, I just want to say, Stacy, thank you for staying in community no matter what.
That's right.
That is the most important thing. Whatever your keto or lack thereof looks like, whatever's on your plate right now, you're a friend, and we love getting the chance to be a part of your life. So don't ever withdraw from community. Community is important no matter what's on your plate.
Yeah. So most likely you're going through the keto flu again.
Yeah.
Yeah, you went back to eating overly processed foods, probably lots of sugar, carbohydrates. You're gonna have to get through it. Keep up on your electrolytes. That's one of the biggest things that helps you get through the keto flu, is electrolytes. And then you also have to deal with the withdrawal from the carbohydrates. And I'm gonna say something that is really gonna upset someone. Listen, keto is not a weight loss diet.
Okay.
Keto is a health optimization diet, and one of the side effects is weight loss.
I think that's reasonable.
Sometimes the weight loss comes fast, sometimes it comes slow. It depends on what you were doing before. As we're approaching the new year, maybe you're watching this going, I'm going to start keto in January. I would encourage you to start now, not in January. That's first of all. If you might want to close your ears. If you are starting keto with the intention to lose weight,
Okay.
and then as soon as you get to the weight you want, you're going to quit keto and go back to your old diet, don't bother.
Yeah.
You're wasting your time.
Well, and you're going to get really frustrated. And I will tell you, I've seen a lot, what's happened to some people, okay, is the keto diet gives you a taste for flavor, right? Mm-hmm. What is flavor? Fat. Fat is flavor. Let me give you some butter. Let me give you some cheese. Let me give you a ribeye. And bacon. You're going to taste flavor and you gonna love it.
It's like Chris Bear says, like he only ever eats prime rib when we go out to a steakhouse. He's like, because I got to make up for all the years that I was told prime rib was like one of the worst foods you can eat.
So what's gonna happen is you're gonna go keto and have this taste of like, this is what breakfast is supposed to taste like. It's supposed to taste like buttery eggs and cheese and bacon and like.
Then you're gonna mix keto chow with cereal.
Right, and then you're gonna have to try to go back to low fat, high carb. And you're like, I'm going to need like maple syrup, peanut butter, and butter on top of my rice cracker to just choke this down.
Right.
So it's not a good thing. And then now that's a recipe for a freaking disaster, right? Like that's awful.
I'm not saying you have to stay keto the way people define keto the rest of your life. You can make tweaks. Like you look at people like Jonathan Shane, who is mostly keto and then occasionally has a sweet potato. But if you're going to come into this, follow strict keto, 20 high fat, 20 total carbs a day, eat your protein, lose weight, and then go back to eating bread and pasta and sugar and all that, I promise you, you will gain all the weight back plus more.
Right.
This is a lifestyle change. You may come in, do keto, improve your health, and then say, okay, I'm occasionally, if there's an apple growing in my backyard, when it's growing, I'm going to pick it off and eat it. I'm not saying you should or shouldn't do that. But if you're going to come in and then go back to the standard American diet when you get to your weight, don't even bother. You're going to get frustrated. You're going to turn around and tell everybody keto doesn't work. But more importantly, you're not going to have the results you're looking for. It is a health optimization diet. So please, just whether you're losing weight or not, know there's a lot more going on than just weight loss.
Well, and sometimes there's a couple times in your life where you make a decision that you understand life is never going to be different from now on. Like I think about the decision like motherhood. Motherhood was, I knew going into it, although I didn't know like how much it would cost me, but like I knew if I do this, it changes everything. moving forward. There's no going back.
Right.
And I finally had to come to that with my way of eating when I realized what I needed to like be able to function with my brain, to be able to move in my body. Like, again, not a weight loss thing where you can like dance in and dance out, but like when it meant health, it became a decision that I made that I understood this is for life.
Yep.
And it's going to change everything.
Next one's from Melanie.
Hey, Melanie, I do not have a dehydrator. Can I make the meat thins in the oven at what temperature?
Yeah, put them in your oven at the lowest possible temperature. Usually it's a keep warm feature, 170 degrees for 3 to 4 hours. Next one is from Sally.
Hey, Sally.
I was at my daughter's last night and I mentioned keto and she blew up saying it was going to kill me.
Oh, no.
I've been keto for a year. I've lost 30 to 35 pounds, depends on the day, and I feel 1,000% better. My question is, what video or article that is widely respected can I have her view to ease her concerns? Any video from Dr. Barry, any video from Dr. Boz. There's respected physicians. There are other doctors that are in the community, but these are actual general practitioner physicians. Okay, so you know, Dr. Barry still sees some patients that he's had for years. Dr. Boz still has a clinic. There are other ones, but I'm saying them, not like chiropractors or anything like that, because people can go, oh, that is a general practitioner physician. Dr. Tro, Dr. Hampton, Dr. Lenske. So find videos from general practitioners. I think Dr. Barry and Dr. Boz are the two that most people are, they can identify with an average person.
I have a different opinion.
Okay.
None.
Okay.
None right now. If the response right now is this is going to kill you, sending back a barrage of videos isn't going to do anything. The movie that your child's going to have to watch is your life played out.
That's good.
If you stick to this and they continue to see you living and healthy, and I'm going to tell you, make this movie interesting. You're directing this movie, go do stuff. Get off the couch, move. Have experiences that your child has never believed that their parent could have the courage and stamina to do. When they see you not drop dead from this and continue to enjoy your life, that's the movie they're watching.
Right.
Their only response to this is because they're afraid. And so if you're like, I'm afraid that my parent is in jeopardy, sending me a doctor that says your parent's going to be fine, I'm not going to receive that. So go live in a way that they're like, wow, my mom is doing something really cool. The consistency is going to change their mind.
Next one's from Colleen.
Hey, Colleen, will there be any upcoming challenges for January 2024? I asked because group challenges always help me to reach my goals.
We're not going to.
Than doing it alone.
We are going to do something. We're going to have another video come out on Sunday for that.
Yeah.
But you said nobody's going to like it.
You're not going to like this. You're not going to like this. I'm going to tell you right.
We don't have time today to
We're
say
not
what
going
it
to
is.
talk about it today, but I am going to tell you, this is going to move your cheese like you are not going to be comfortable with.
I wish I knew what it was.
I'm going to tell you, you're not going to like this.
I'm not going to like it either.
You're not going to like this.
We're not going to be home most of January.
You're not going to like this.
Nice.
You're not going to like this.
Great. This is what happens when you
So
put Rachel in charge.
You asked and answered. This is going to be the
Nose is itchy.
hardest challenge you've ever done.
Okay. Next one's from Carol.
Hey, Carol, I'm 60 years old and I have been a type 2 diabetic for the past 23 years and 11 weeks ago started the keto way of eating with some intermittent fasting after watching Dr. Jason Fung and many others say that I could reverse type 2 diabetes. Yay. Does anyone have any personal stories about reversing your type 2 diabetes? How long did it take you before you could say you were no longer type 2?
Okay, Carol, I've got a very short answer for you. Okay, number one, yes, intermittent fasting, you can reverse your type 2 diabetes, or at least put it in, I don't want to say reverse it, okay? I'm not going to make medical statements. We're not doctors, nurses, or health professionals. But I can tell you a lot of people who've put it into remission. Let's use that word, right? They're not experiencing it anymore. Here's what I'm going to tell you to do. You're already in Mighty Networks. Reach out to Rachel's mom, Sarah Warren.
Yeah.
Also on our Facebook group. And for anybody who has these questions, Rachel's mom was a type 2 diabetic for over 20 years, is no longer a type 2 diabetic. I can tell you, I can give you names and names and names of people. Within 4 to 6 months, they were no longer considered a type 2 diabetic. Just be careful with the fasting. Don't overfast.
Right.
But yes, it is possible. The thing is, nobody wants to hear this. This is, especially if you're a diabetic, the rest of your life. Mm-hmm. There's no magic of, I can reverse my type 2 diabetes eating a keto carnivore lifestyle, and then when the doctor says I'm no longer a diabetic, I can go back to eating pasta, grain, sugar, carbs.
No, it will come back.
This is the rest of your life. The rest of your life, you are no longer eating pasta, grain, sugar, starches, carbs, any of that stuff. The rest of your life. And if you do that, your body has no choice but to use fat for fuel. Next one is from Tina.
Hey Tina, I have personal challenges for January. My top one is to give up sweeteners for a month. I feel this is necessary for me and think I've been having too many diet drinks. I also plan to track my food for 1 month, staying under 10 grams of total carbs. Wow.
Is this my challenge? Because this is probably the hardest challenge for me.
No. Oh. It's going to be harder than World Carnivore Month.
Okay.
It's going to be harder than a sardine challenge.
Next one's from Matt.
Matt Franklin!
This has been the most amazing year. Early this year, we went to a keto meetup in Orlando, and we met so many amazing people. We were hesitant to attend because we were fairly new to this way of eating, and we didn't know anyone. I'm glad we took the leap of faith and went to the meetup. Our lives have been infinitely blessed by becoming part of this community. We've met so many wonderful people over the course of 2023. My wife went to her first keto conference, and yes, Rachel Stauffer, we are going to get our tickets for Keto Orlando Summit 2024, where more friendships were made. We've made huge strides in bettering our health. We even got to be part of 11 on 11, which was something I will never forget. I can't wait to see what 2024 brings. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to all of our keto family.
Man, we are so thankful for the Franklin family and so many other families that we've met this year. If, there's a lot of stress that happens every year. Some people are like, I cannot wait until 2023 is over. Maybe you've had heartache in 2023. But I'm thankful for 2023 because of the friendships that have been made. That it was like, if it was not for 2023, I would not know Matt and Sarah Franklin. And I'm so thankful for 2023. And I'm looking forward to 2024 because there's new friendships to be made. And there's new friendships like Matt and Sarah Franklin for us to continue to solidify and grow. And like every year that we're together in community, those relationships become more precious to our heart and more solid and stronger. And I'm so thankful for that.
Yeah, moving into 2024, this was my favorite year of having our YouTube channel because I think we really worked on community this year, both personally and just overall. And I look at all of the meetups that began occurring, the monthly and bi-monthly meetups from within our community, like people like Sarah and Stacy and all these people getting everyone together going, hey, let's just get together at Buffalo Wild Wings and eat and talk about our struggles and watching all that grow and going to conferences and we're having a cruise with people. And I'm super excited to see like what happened this past year, and next year we're looking for even more. I want to see the community grow even bigger, more people having little meetups. We're, our conference, I think, schedule is going to be a little different this year. We're doing a low-carb cruise. We are not going to hack your health. We're going to be in Vegas in March.
Yes.
So we're going to, and that's as little as $25. As little as 20.
Hello.
And it's tax deductible.
I don't even need a coupon code to share it with you. If you're anywhere near that area,
so we're going to that.
I challenge you to go to that.
So, we're going to be in Orlando. We'll probably be in Omaha. We're looking at maybe driving our RV up the East Coast and meeting people along the way. So I'm super excited to see the community continue to grow.
I feel like 2023, we began to see like the seeds of community that were planted 5 years ago, going on 6 years. We started to see fruit. Like we started to see it sprout and like bear fruit. And that was a real blessing. Every time I saw a picture of a meetup going on across the country this year,
Yeah.
That's what it's about.
Last one's from Jessica.
Hey,
I have
Jessica.
a friend and I've been trying to do keto for a month now. We're doing light exercise. Our energy is up, but we're not seeing any weight change. We track our macros. Roughly protein equals fat plus carbs.
Good job.
We're eating mostly meat. Are we doing something wrong? Or we just take time for women? We're both over 200 pounds, so there's definitely excess weight to lose.
It just takes time.
Make sure you're eating enough. I know nobody wants to hear that. I think you're doing the right thing. It's not so much about exercise, but make sure you're getting your sleep in. It's not about cardio, okay? If cardio is your exercise, you're going to need to work on muscle and just keep moving, okay? But you're doing the right thing. It takes time. It depends.
Yeah.
Where were you eating before? That's the biggest thing, is what were you eating? Nobody ever looks at, what was I eating before? Oh, I was eating all of this garbage. I was, a lot of times, especially women, way under eating, and then you come in and go, oh, like, I'm not losing any weight, but you're eating probably more, and you don't want to eat less. You just have to let your metabolism change.
It's weird, when we were on the cruise and we talked about, like, basically just, like, our eyes being opened up when we went to see that, like, man, when we went to hibachi, there was a lot of filler food. When we realized that, I challenge everybody, when you're looking at your plate now versus, like, what you miss, think about what you used to eat and where was the nutrition. What I used to eat was a lot of filler food. Things like a pasta, elbow macaroni, like a white potato. There was like a lot of rice, that sort of thing, rice cakes or crackers or stuff like that. Even if you're looking at, man, we were eating a lot of like those 100 calorie different crackers. Look in there and have a discussion with yourself. What protein, what vitamins, what was coming out of that? Literally nothing. Literally nothing. I can look at a hamburger and I can point to nutrition. I can point to, there's a vitamin to be had in that. When I was looking at like a bowl of rice that I was eating and being like, or a bowl of just oatmeal, what was in there that I was even getting other than like just filling my stomach to satisfy, like to cut off the hunger?
Yeah.
Like there was nothing for my body to build on. So now I look at myself and I say like, man, when I'm eating a ribeye or I'm eating a hamburger, I'm eating a can of sardines, a cold can of sardines or a can of tuna, I'm at least able to look in there and be like, goodness, Rachel, even if this is a meal in a minute and you're just quickly, eating some tuna fish, there's something in there that can help you. Right. It's not just like filler food.
Okay, so
Hey!
Sean said, all the people in trying to help think keto is too expensive. I'm trying to help. I keep telling them it's actually cheaper if you think about it.
Yeah.
I love that. People think it's expensive because they're looking at the processed foods. They're looking at the processed foods. If you're just buying whole foods, it's not. And okay, so yeah, I'm not buying $1 box. Is the pasta even $1 box? I don't know anymore.
No.
So you're not buying $1 box of pasta. We'll go back to when we started.
Yeah.
When you could still get pasta for $1.
Yeah.
Right? Yes, we were buying meat. But very quickly, within 2 or 3 months, all of a sudden we started going, wait a second, I'm eating more food, healthier food, more expensive food, but I have more money in the bank. Why? Because I wasn't spending $200 a month on medications. I wasn't having to buy Tums. I wasn't having to buy, a lot of painkillers and anti-inflammatories and like all of it. I wasn't buying $6 a day Starbucks. I love it. Keto's too expensive, and then go to the store and spend $10 on buying a Big Mac meal.
I just remember January was that time when you would okay, I'm getting a case of Do Better and I'm going to prepare myself for whatever was the diet du jour of that, that month. And so whether I was getting into Nutrisystem or Jenny Craig, or I was like, hey, I'm just going to shop the supermarket for 100 calorie snacks and all of my meals are going to be healthy choice, or one of those box things, maybe I'm I'm just going to handle it that way. Go through the aisle. If you want to see like where is the money, go through the aisle and get yourself what they would prescribe for that. Like I need 3 healthy choice meals a day. I need to have 3 like snacks that I would buy in like a box of like, 100 calorie things. I need to get whatever's like the Jenny Craig prescribed dessert of the day. I'm going to have whatever special drink that they say I'm going to need, this much juice, this much like extra vegetables. Okay, go add that up. Just go through the grocery store and add all that crap up. And then you're going to come out with a total. Then I want you to compare that total to getting yourself a couple dozen eggs and a pack of hot dogs.
Right.
Because that's basically all you have to do to prepare for the first week of January if that's what you want. Couple of packs of hot dogs, a couple dozen eggs, and some butter. What is the price differential between that? We do not have to look at keto through the lens of a steakhouse, because it doesn't require a steakhouse in order to make this possible. Go down the aisle and buy a couple of cans of sardines and some eggs, maybe a big log of ground beef. You're gonna wind up cheaper. I can remember paying for like the first month to get a start on Nutrisystem. It was like, it would say on the commercial that it was super cheap, and it was like a $300 setup.
Yeah.
It was like a $300 setup to start one of those new diets versus a pack of hot dogs and some eggs.
Right. Dawn said, question, does having to take antibiotics cause you to have cravings? I've actually craved mashed potatoes and ice cream yesterday. My cravings are so fierce right now. I'm hoping it's so.
Sometimes.
I've never experienced that.
They have a steroid effect on me, to be honest.
But I've never experienced having a craving from it. I think some of that is just like, I'm sick and I want this. I think some of it is just subconscious.
Nostalgia.
Of this is what I do, and just give yourself a steak.
Yeah.
Make a keto chow.
Whatever you're craving, it will stop when you feed it food. It's kind of like when you're like, I'm hungry for something, and you got what something is defined, right? And you're like, I'm hungry for something. And maybe that something is what you're used to. And like you're right. You have you have a nostalgia, you have how do I handle sickness? I usually handle sickness with a bowl of pasta, like a soup that looks a certain way. This is what I used to do when I was sick. I used to give myself popsicles or something like that. So if you answer the craving with what is appropriate, and like if you're super full, you won't be able to give it that extra thing that is wrong.
Yep. Let's get through these real quick before we get off for our podcast.
Yes.
We have about 6 minutes left.
Oh, sorry.
John said mac and cheese was awesome.
Yay!
Mac and cheese. I made it with 2 pounds of bacon, 2 pounds of shrimp Monterey Jack cheese mix.
Ooh.
Everyone loved it. My non-keto daughter took a big chunk, so none.
I love
awesome.
that. That's so good.
He also said, I've discovered that Parm heart noodles work way better than shirataki noodles for my fishy pasta.
Anthony loves
agree,
those.
Yeah, I agree.
He loves those things.
Stephanie said, thanks for posting this. A problem most people have this time of the year, but no one tells you how to fix it.
Oh,
so
thanks.
yes, if you haven't figured it out, we haven't specifically addressed the title of today, how do you get back on keto after the holidays? You just get back on.
How do you approach a horse? Well, you just put your foot in the stirrup and you throw that leg over and you're on him.
Yeah.
You're back on him.
The magic is today's December 26th.
Today's a good day. We don't have to wait till January 1.
You don't wait till January. You don't punish yourself with a fast. I ate, no regrets. Now we stayed keto. We said we were staying keto. But I ate a piece of cake like this last night, and I even put whipped cream on it. And today, I'm going to have eggs. I'm going to have steak. I have my coffee. Now, the cake was clean keto. I think it was probably...
It was awesome.
It was awesome.
Okay, can I just tell joking?
That doesn't mean I go and I fast today because I had a piece of cake that I wouldn't normally eat.
So Caleb got me yesterday.
I
just have to say this really fast because it's really funny. So Caleb's funny gift.
Our kids get us.
He gets us, all right. So what he did was he wrapped a present and it's a suitcase. And I was like, oh my goodness. Well,
we need no more suitcases.
And I was like, is this a suitcase? But I realized it was his suitcase. So in the suitcase was another present and then another present. You see where I'm going? Another present, another present. I kept unwrapping presents until finally I feel something cold. And I was like, what is this at the heart? My present is something cold. I open up, it's a can of whipped cream, my whipped cream. I was like, you stinker, he got me.
At your mom's?
I did leave it there. But before I did open it up and take a big squirt out of it.
Stephanie said thanks for, I read that one. Nanu Pat said happy day after Christmas. I ate a few more carbs than my normal yesterday. Felt yuck all night. Back to normal today. That's
you got it,
that's
girl.
what you're gonna do.
That's it. That's where it's at.
Matt said, I love that you moved Keto Beyond the Couch to today so I can participate instead of just listening.
I'm so glad you're here. And somebody has suggested we make December 26th commit to Keto Day. So this is a great day to do it. Commit to Keto Day.
Lynette said, my son's nurse gave me the prime rib steak and a lobster tail.
Hello.
She literally went to the grocery store and gave it to me in a gift bag. How awesome.
That's pretty freaking awesome. And that is not a cheap gift either. Like, that is a very nice, swanky gift.
Penny said, my son got me an awesome KitchenAid mixer for my birthday. My daughter got me an awesome puzzle that is a family picture. That's cool.
How cute is that?
Andy said, hope you record the podcast and release it as a video. So it's not we're
us.
A guest somewhere else making some announcements.
But we will let you know when it's available.
We will let you know. Julie said, happy to see you too. I'm out of control with food. Sugar. I'm starting a keto chow challenge for myself, then work into a beef butter bacon egg. You keep me motivated.
Thanks for being here, Julie.
Risa said,
hey, Risa.
I did not behave myself yesterday, and that is okay with me.
I love it.
I'm back to low carb today. I do not regret what I ate. I watched my favorite Christmas movies, and I ate what I wanted.
I love it.
And that is perfectly fine, and you're doing exactly what we want you to do. You get back on the horse today.
That's right.
You don't punish yourself today. You don't fast today.
I am not
You don't
robbing.
say, like, I've got another week. I'll get back on it in January.
I am not.
Don't steal from yesterday.
Exactly. I am not robbing from yesterday. I am not looking back. Like, when I think about Pat, she has the most gorgeous family. Like, well, she is just, like, DNA blessed. Like, that is a gorgeous woman, Pat. You are a gorgeous woman. Follically blessed too, like amazing head of hair on that lady. But her whole family is gorgeous, and she has amazing kiddos and grandkiddos to like celebrate, right? So I'm not gonna look back on yesterday and be like, I like take from it, rob from the joy of that by saying like I regret things. No way are we taking from yesterday.
Natalie, how did Joe get the air out of the middle of the turkey? So if you're talking about me sous vide, I cooked it in the Innova Precision Oven. What I love about the Innova Precision Oven, and that's what we gave to John Paul and Michelle for Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
Because it is a toaster oven, a dehydrator, an air fryer, a regular oven. We actually run that pretty much more than our regular oven because it doesn't heat up the whole house as much.
It does all the things.
But the biggest thing is it's a sous vide. And you don't have to put anything into a plastic bag and then vacuum seal it out and then go ahead and put it in the water. It cooks in humidity, which is all sous vide is. When you vacuum seal your meat and then you put it, you're cooking in humidity. That's what you're doing. But if you were to actually put it into a sous vide bag and then do it traditional, you would have to split the turkey somehow and put it in the bag and then do a vacuum seal or do your best. I know Chris has done it that way. Fortunately, I used the Innova oven, so we didn't have to
Look at that stinker mommy going, loved the whipped cream that you forgot to take home yesterday.
Don't
How
worry,
cute is
Rachel
she?
has plenty.
You enjoy it, mommy.
Jujubee said, my 10-year-old got a 3D printer pen
Ooh.
from Santa. She says, I'm just like that too. I have one. They are actually really cool.
That is so stinking sweet.
I hide it because Rachel would just be 3D writing stuff everywhere.
I didn't even know that was a thing. You gotta show me how to do that thing.
There's a reason I have it. Yeah. John said, my dad was like that. It's not time to go until a job is done.
It's like he's still at something, right?
Rachel can't stand that about me sometimes.
I'm like, go to bed.
I'm like, yeah, no. When I get into something, I have to finish. Glorious, a question. If you're eating something that takes an hour to finish, let's say eating popcorn really slow, does your insulin stay up the entire time?
Ooh.
Depends on what you're eating.
Yeah.
So anytime you eat anything, your body's going to have an insulin reaction. The thing is that you want to eat things that have the less insulin reaction. That's why we don't eat carbs. Okay, so you're going to have a much higher insulin reaction. And so the entire time you're eating, your body is going to have to produce insulin to deal with what you ate. So if you're eating something higher in carb, I mean, popcorn, it's got carbs, it's not sugar, but it's still carbs. Your body is going to release insulin to deal with that.
So John is asking, how big was the turkey?
17 pounds.
So, and that is a thing that you might want to, what we didn't do and we were just praying and
it was frozen.
But I'm just saying, and thank God it worked out. But you may want to bring a little measuring thing of like the width of your ANOVA and it like just fit. But like smarter people, well, I won't say we were dumb.
I could have broken the breast if I had to.
But what I was saying is our first intention was to smoke it. It was only later that you were like, I think I could, let's do vide. But in the future, what I'm going to do is take a little measuring stick and be able to say like, well, this is the width of my thing.
17 pounds.
17
I know
pounds.
I can fit a set because they're always going to be about the same.
But I got a great big one.
No.
Smaller ones.
Pound-wise. Like a 17-pound turkey is generally, they're all going to be about the same size.
Oh, okay.
So anything under that, 16 pounds would probably fit perfectly.
I'm like, will this fit?
John said, did you ever use a sous vide pond for a turkey? I'm assuming you used the sous vide when, so no, I used the oven. Chris said, I agree with Rachel that having a turkey done when we are ready using a sous vide was a game changer for me not stressing out. No worries, no muss. No, it was a game changer.
Now remember, stress makes you stress eat. A lot of times what we do is, I want to stop the stress eating. Can I get a lot of eyes on the stress eating, that behavior? If you want to be successful in getting rid of the stress eating, go back to the source of the stress. The stress that is making you stress eat. So if you're like, when I am rushing, I get stressed out. What happens when we get stressed out? Stress eat. Yep. So if I don't want to stress eat, then I need to reduce my stressing out. And that means maybe I need to get up earlier. Maybe I need to use a sous vide, like all of these things.
Sarah said, I gained weight when I first started keto, but eventually I started to lose weight.
It's good to know.
JJ said, my pant sizes are getting smaller faster than the weight I think I should be to fit in those jeans.
Yeah,
and that's
so
what
true.
It's all about. Sean said, all the people in trying to help I reread that one already. Just wanted to see if there's anything else that I needed to. Sandy said, I agree about the scale size difference. I've lost about 12 pounds and was changing out my summer to winter clothes and tried everything on. The one size smaller than I thought. I was too big.
Yeah.
Or it was too big.
Yeah, seriously. And it's surprising. It messes with you a little bit. Because you're like, I shouldn't be able to wear you.
John said, my sister's like that. She watched me eat a half a pound of bacon and some eggs, and she was like, do you know what all that fat is doing to your body? Yes, I do. It's healing it. I love that.
Cute. That's so sweet.
John, and he also said 6 months, diagnosed with a 6.5 A1C to 5.6 normal A1C.
Yay!
So 6 months. There you go.
What a victory.
Okay, we are going to get off. We have to go do a podcast. And then you're having dinner with your friends. I have a coaching call.
Tomorrow, a very important video will be coming out.
Tomorrow. We have a video coming out tomorrow. If you have not done this, go right now. Hit the subscribe and hit the bell button so that you're notified when this video comes out.
Don't miss this. A year in the making. I have been
waiting a year to make this video. For a year. Like, we've had this video planned out for a year, and it just wasn't the right time. And I'm more excited about this video, honestly, than when we created our first keto challenge.
This is a big day.
I'm so excited about this. So make sure you are subscribed and you hit that bell button so that you're notified when that video goes live tomorrow.
We love you guys.
Have a great day. Bye.